Good morning, everyone. Creator Mom. So I was reading this article, and it was about manifestation or whatever, had to do with that. And the guy was giving this example about how this woman received this word from a psychic over her life that was like a negative word, right? And he said that it was because how she said it, like the psychic, and he didn't use this word, I can't remember the word he did use, but the psychics made this declaration over this woman's life so matter-of-factly, like so confidently, that the girl didn't even like really question it. Like, it was something about like her having like you know, just kind of like being doomed to having like bad relationships with men and stuff like that. And so of course, you know, the woman went on to have years and years of poor relationships or whatever. And of course there's something to that. Like when you believe a word, you know, it's like, you know, the Bible talks about this stuff too, you know, prophesying. And when you prophesy over somebody's life and they trust you and you say something so confidently and matter-of-factly, you have the power to affect someone's life because of their like belief, if they receive it, you know. And she received a word. So, and this is, you know, they also talk about this with like this goes on in like all kinds of relationships, right? Like a doctor-patient relationship, right? You trust your doctor, you trust he's been to medical school, like he knows what he's talking about, and he diagnoses you with something. You know, there's been cases where people have been diagnosed with something and then they die, and then they say they realize, oh yeah, that person didn't have that thing. Like, okay, I don't know, to show like the power of belief. Like you can believe so strongly that you can die when somebody says you're gonna die. Like, holy shit, you know. So belief is so powerful. Belief is like the basis of our foundations of our life, essentially. It made me think. Then it made me think about the dynamic between a narcissistic parent-child, right? Between that relationship, because again, you have somebody who's supposed to be like the authority in your life, you know, who's the adult. You're looking to them for a word, right? Just like somebody who's going to their doctor, they're looking for a clean bill of health or a word about, you know, what disease they have. Or you go to a psychic and you're looking at them to give you a word about your life, something that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's about having this relationship where you don't know something and you're going to somebody else to know something about you, to receive a word about yourself. People do this with church. You're going to go to the service tonight because a prophet's going to be there. You want to receive a word. You want to receive a word about your life so you can carry that word with you, so you can cling on to it and believe on it. And so that you can see that word manifest, the content of that word given to you, or that prophecy given to you, manifest in your life. So same thing between a parent-child relationship. We have this person we're looking up to give us the word about who we are, right? Because we're kind of getting to know who we are. We don't really know quite yet. And the parent is there to like guide us. So then when you're scapegoated though, and like you're called like bad things, like you're told that you're bad, basically, you're selfish, you don't care about others, you're essentially damaged. Anything that they can say about you that's a negative word over your life. This is one way that the narcissistic parents scapegoat their children. Like, they are speaking these words over people's lives, over their child's lives. And then the child carries these words with them their whole fucking life until they realize. But there's good news though. There is good news, because we come to a point where we realize and we step into our awareness, we step into our God self, if you will. We become born again, we awaken, however you want to say this. And we realize that we've been carrying beliefs. So we no longer like are completely identifying with these things. We're having a level of awareness where we separate. Like, hold on, I'm observing that I'm thinking all these shitty things about myself. And then it's like you have to, you know, it's kind of hard though, because you're like, wait a minute, But does that mean like that my parent wasn't like correct? Like, because as a child, your parent is kind of like right, you know what I mean? And you know, it's funny because even as a child, I remember resisting some of these things that were said about me, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, I don't feel like I wholeheartedly believed my parent when they were saying these things to me, but it's still, you're a child. It's gonna go in there. it's gonna, the words affect, right? Sticks and stones may break, my bones, words would never hurt me. That's not true, because the words penetrate. They're fiery darts. So even though I may have tried to resist it, you grow up with somebody for years and years and years. So you're just kind of like, it gets in there. So anyways, but when you realize that all this information, that your parent is a fucking narcissist and they just treat people like shit, you have to question the validity that person holds too. Like, okay, like, I guess they didn't fucking know what they were really talking about, because as a child you think your parent is seeing things correctly. Like, your parent is the one who sees shit the way the shit is, you know what I'm saying? If they say you're selfish and if they say you're bad, well then, by golly, like, you are, you know what I mean? Like, there is no questioning. Like, they are the authority. Like, what they say kind of like goes, even though as a kid you resist that shit and you want to rebel, but it's like, well, if your parents said it, it's fucking the word, you know? It's the truth. So having to go back and kind of tear down that validity that they have, you're like, no, your brain's like, no, they're good, they're the perfect ones, like, they know what they're talking about. Like, I am the bad one. Like, if I wasn't so bad, they probably wouldn't have treated me like that, or they probably wouldn't have said that if I did everything they said or told me to do. Like, so yeah, we have the power, you know, when we grow up and stuff and come to realizations about certain things, that we don't have to hold on to these words anymore, that they were placed on us, that they were given us. And sometimes, like, you know, I would say, like, sometimes parents say shit and maybe they don't mean it, you know what I'm saying? Like, the good enough parent, because there is conflict between parent and child. Children can be difficult because they want to do what they want to do, you know what I'm saying? They're human beings, and human beings want to do what the fuck they want to do, you know? They want to carry out their desires and stuff like that, and they don't want to be stopped, you know? And so there is conflict between parent and child, but and sometimes you may say things that, like, oh man, I shouldn't have said that, you know, shit, you know, that, you know, in the heat of the moment, you know, like, you get mad or you yell, but then you realize, like, damn, I have to have more self-control and, like, you know, handle things, like, differently when we have conflict, you know? But and then you apologize, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, whatever. But with the narcissistic parent who's truly narcissistic, they will continue to treat you in these ways when you're an adult. Like, it doesn't stop. It's not like, oh, you're not a child anymore. Like, I don't have to, like, yell at you anymore, and I don't have to say that you're a selfish bitch anymore. Because, you know, like, you're grown up now, so I'm going to treat you like, you know, you're grown up. No, they continue to treat you like shit when you're a grown up as well. So that's when you realize, like, oh, holy shit, like, this person is, like, demented. Like, okay, like, but, you know, unfortunately, it's like, sometimes you have to, like, wait until you're a bit older to be able to see, you know, see the truth of the matter. That, you know, they treat everybody this fucked up, and that's it, you know. We can let go of their words, curses that they placed on us.